two important news. Let's go to the first nourishes. The Australian Wallabies faced yet another hurdle as they took on the New Zealand All Blacks at Wellington's Cake Tin, culminating in their 33-13 defeat. A stark reminder of their continuing struggles on New Zealand soil. This match, part of the prestigious Bledisloe Cup, demonstrated both the potential and pitfalls of the Wallabies as they ended their disappointing rugby championship campaign. If you are a fan of the All Blacks, write "Go All Blacks" in the comments and subscribe to the channel. From the outset, it seemed the Wallabies could make waves. With their new coach, Joe Schmidt, at the helm, the team began with impressive energy, taking the lead early. Fraser McRaith's early try set the tone, giving fans hope as the Wallabies surged forward with confidence. They were attacking with intensity, forcing the All Blacks to scramble and defend under pressure. It seemed almost promising as Noah Lolizio's two penalty goals edged the Wallabies to 13-12 just before halftime. But like previous encounters, the All Blacks showcased their remarkable resilience and tactical acumen, transforming the game's momentum. Shortly after the break, Sevu Reece capitalized on the Australian defense's fragility, crossing for his first try. Soon after, the All Blacks pulled away, scoring 21 consecutive points. By the end of the game, the scoreboard told the tale of two halves. The Wallabies were left scoreless after halftime. "That's not the result we wanted," lamented Wallabies captain Harry Wilson post-match. He acknowledged their strong start but recognized the team's failure to maintain possession as the game wore on. Wilson explained, "New Zealand did really well. They were up for it in the contact battle." His comments reflected the broader sentiment surrounding the team's performance, one of disappointment but also of gradual improvement over the course of the tournament. While the Wallabies demonstrated dynamic offense initially, this game also highlighted familiar issues. Lapses in individual defense and handling errors plagued their efforts. Dylan Peach, making his starting debut, echoed the sentiment of frustration when speaking to Channel 9, stating, "It's hard to be a great team if you turn the ball over." His performance, including his notable defensive efforts, was one bright spot amid the disappointment. Both teams experienced peaks and valleys throughout the match. Despite the Wallabies taking the lead, they simply could not hold off the All Blacks. The visitors' clinical finishing was too much for the Wallabies to handle. Contrast this with the stunning depth of talent displayed by the All Blacks. Burrowing forward to Matey Williams and the agile Caleb Clarke battered the Australian line, serving up crushing blows to the already shaken visitors. New Zealand's captain, Scott Barrett, expressed satisfaction with how his team managed to rebound from their shaky start, turning their performance around after halftime. His remarks emphasized the All Blacks' grit and determination, acknowledging the defensive prowess they displayed during the second half. Looking forward, Wallabies fans have no choice but to face the sobering reality of their team's performance against fierce rivals. The defeat marks 24 years since the Wallabies tasted victory on New Zealand soil, leaving many to wonder when the tide might finally turn. The upcoming Northern Hemisphere tour against teams like England, Wales, and Ireland looms larger than before, with fans and critics alike questioning the team's readiness and mental fortitude. Transitioning from this match, the Wallabies will need to learn quickly. They must convert their promising play from the first half of games to full 80-minute performances. Their growing pains, while inevitable, should not erode the belief they have gained, particularly during their moments of high-energy offense. After all, rugby is about resilience, skill, and the drive to exceed expectations, and indications from their recent efforts suggest room for growth. "We haven't got the results we wanted," Wilson admitted, but the mood of the players has not been entirely somber. Peach's remarks hint at hope, indicating the team feels they are on the cusp of greater achievements, if they can just piece all the 80 minutes together. For fans, holding on to this optimism will be pivotal as another round of the Bledisloe Cup battle beckons, hopefully sooner rather than later. Despite the immediate fallout from this latest defeat, the Wallabies now have the opportunity to regroup, analyze their setbacks, and perhaps even learn from their mistakes. All eyes will be on how they approach their upcoming matches against powerhouse teams across the Northern Hemisphere, as they strive to end their two-decade-long drought on New Zealand's turf. The Wallabies still have work to do, but with Schmidt's guidance, There exists potential for transformative changes going forward as they work to fulfill the dreams of fans hungry for another Bledisloe Cup victory on home soil. In summary, this match was a tale of two halves. The Wallabies started strong, showing promising energy and attack, but the All Blacks' resilience, strategy, and finishing power ultimately took control. Despite this loss, there's hope for the Wallabies as they look to regroup and prepare for future challenges. Now it's your turn. What do you think the Wallabies need to improve for their next encounter? Let's go to the second Nourishes. The Australian Wallabies faced yet another hurdle as they took on the New Zealand All Blacks at Wellington's Cake Tin, culminating in their 33-13 defeat. A stark reminder of their continuing struggles on New Zealand soil. This match, part of the prestigious Bledisloe Cup, demonstrated both the potential and pitfalls of the Wallabies as they ended their disappointing rugby championship campaign. If you are a fan of the All Blacks, write "Go All Blacks" in the comments and subscribe to the channel. New Zealand staged an impressive first-half comeback before sweeping Australia aside 33-13 to secure a clean sweep in the Bledisloe Cup. Both teams traded blows in the first half, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. The Wallabies came out strong, determined to shake off their earlier performances, and after only 7 minutes, Fraser McReight crossed the line for the game's opening try. It looked like Australia was in for a fight back, but the All Blacks had other plans. Anton Lienert-Brown soon responded for New Zealand, showing off the All Blacks' trademark resilience. However, after Scott Barrett missed the conversion, Australia still held the upper hand, staying in control with 2 penalty kicks from Noah Lolesio. The Wallabies managed to stay competitive, holding a slight edge until Tupou Vaa'i powered over for a try that shifted the momentum. With a quick score from Caleb Clarke just before halftime, New Zealand pulled ahead 19-13, and the signs were ominous for Australia as the teams headed into the break. From there, it was all Blacks. The Wallabies, who had started the game with so much promise, couldn't keep up with the relentless pressure from New Zealand. Tamati Williams barged his way over the line, adding another try to extend the All Blacks' lead. As Australia's energy began to fizzle out, Caleb Clarke sealed the deal with a second try, putting the game out of reach. Despite their strong start, Australia couldn't keep up after the break, and New Zealand ran away with the game. It was a familiar story for Wallabies fans, watching as their team fought hard, but ultimately fell short against the dominant All Blacks. Let's break down the numbers. This was another stellar performance by New Zealand in Wellington. They've now gone unbeaten in 6 matches against the Wallabies at this venue, with 5 wins and 1 draw. Not only that, but the All Blacks have also extended their winning streak against Australia to 9 games, proving once again that they're the team to beat when it comes to Trans-Tasman rugby. In their last few encounters, the margin of victory had been narrow, but this time, New Zealand delivered a more commanding performance, easily securing a comfortable victory. As for the Wallabies, it's been a rough rugby championship campaign. They've only managed to win one of their 6 matches, conceding a whopping 213 points while only managing to score 107. This match in Wellington was a harsh reminder of just how much work Australia still has ahead of them if they're going to compete with the best in the world. Before we wrap things up, if you're enjoying the All Blacks' dominance and want to stay up to date with all the latest news and matches, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next as we continue to follow this incredible team through their journey. In summary, the All Blacks once again showed why they're a force to be reckoned with, overcoming an early Wallabies lead and controlling the game after halftime. While Australia had a strong start, New Zealand's skill, depth, and relentless pressure proved too much for the Wallabies to handle. As the All Blacks extend their streak of dominance, the Wallabies are left searching for answers after a tough campaign. What do you think the Wallabies need to change to finally turn the tide against the All Blacks? Let us know in the comments.